truth seekers, welcome back to Truth in Life Tarot. So in this video we are going to be going over confirmations from the universe. So if there's something you needed confirmation on, or just something that you have not been paying attention to that the universe kind of wants to, you know, make apparent, this is the reading for you. So for pile 1 we have the Affirmators Tarot with the Jasper Bloodstone crystal. For pile 2, we have the Somnia Tarot with the Pyrite. For pile 3, we have the Healing Light Tarot with this Rainbow Moonstone crystal. And for pile 4, we have the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot with this Tiger's Eye crystal. So as usual, the timestamps for the pre-shuffle and all of the decks, all the piles are going to be down below. And I will see you guys at your pile. Bye. Hi, and welcome to the pre-shuffle. So we're going to start out with the Moonology deck. I feel like I said that really weird. So this is for confirmations from the universe. Let's get some for pile 1. Okay, let's see if we can get one more. There we go. Pile 2. Okay, and pile 3. And for pile 4. Okay. And for our next deck, we have the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. Okay, for pile 1, confirmations from the universe. Confirmations to the universe. Okay, we got 2. Pile 2. For pile 3. Okay, you guys also got 2. And pile 4. Okay, you guys got 3. Okay. Next we have the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Ooh, wow. Okay, let's see. Make sure everything. I like to keep them upright. Okay, pile 1. Pile 2. Okay, and pile 3. last but not least, pile 4. Okay, let's see if I can get one more. Okay. That one popped out like it was glad to be out. Okay. Alright. So that concludes the pre-shuffle, and I will see you guys at your pile. Bye. Hi pile 1. If you chose the Affirmators Tarot and this Jasper Bloodstone Crystal, then this is your reading. Okay, so what confirmations do you need from the universe? What do you need confirmation on? You have the 2 of Wands in reverse, the 3 of Swords in reverse, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So, off the bat, I feel like something isn't as bad as you think it's going to be. Although it may not be, like if you're going through some kind of transition, it may not be a smooth transition. Let's see, you also have the Hierophant at the back of the deck. Let's see what else. So you have the Sun. So you could have been, you know, getting hints or messages that things are not going to be bad with whatever is going on. And I feel like you've actually received pretty important, pretty specific messages. So you have the Sun, the Page of Wands, the 6 of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, and I didn't even mean to put the 9 of Pentacles right below the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so pile 1. The confirmations that you guys need to really hear and acknowledge is that things are going to turn out better than you think. Yes, it's okay to be in a kind of childlike, free-flowing energy. No, it may not be smooth or quick, or the kind of transition or kind of space where you feel you're most abundant, but I feel like you will still be abundant. I feel like you'll still be very prosperous. Like whatever it is that you guys have on your mind, it might not feel like, you might feel like you're taking a step behind or like a step back, but you guys aren't actually like devolving or anything, even though it may seem like that. And the part of the reason it may seem like that is just because of like your own, like just the way you think of things and not necessarily like what's actually going on. With the Queen of Cups, yes, you do need to give yourself that grace and serenity. You need to fill your own cup. With this 6 of Cups and the Page of Wands here, especially right next to the Sun, like all 3 of these things kind of have like this meaning of like a childlike energy and happiness. So the sun can be about children or a child, but also happiness. The Page of Wands can also represent a child, but it's also like novice energy in terms of drive, ambition, and just new energy as well, because it is a page. And of course, with the Six of Cups, you have like that kind of nostalgic energy, and also where things are coming into balance, like kind of like the past meets the present, and it's like everything, like it's balanced out. So you got, yeah, so a part of what you guys are going through and the confirmations that you need from the universe has to do with childhood, a child, or being in that childlike energy. Like, it's okay to kind of let loose and just kind of see how things go. Not to be like irresponsible per se, but more like, it's kind of like, okay, so with this Hierophant card, so the Hierophant can be about learning and teaching. It also represents Taurus. By the way, the sun represents Leo, and yeah, that's the only major arcana you guys have, the only two. So with the Hierophant here, I also get the sense that you can remember, or maybe you've been like having these kind of hints from the universe, like almost like flashbacks, where you remember where something worked out for you in the past, or you're just remembering like something that you really enjoyed in the past, and like maybe you want to get back into that, or maybe something reminds you of that and you want to get into this new thing. So pay attention to everything, anything and everything that comes up from your childhood, especially if you consider these memories, these things coming up as like happy things, because it's kind of showing you the energy that you need to be in. So let's see what your oracle cards have to add. You have a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. So I feel like there could be a manifestation coming in here, and you guys could be like in the final steps where like you've already done the physical work and you just kind of need to let go. And I say last steps not because those are like the stereotypical last steps. Some people do it the opposite way, where they maybe put the physical work in last. But for you guys, I feel like that's more so of a later step, where because you're able to let go and the work was already put in, it could be a kind of explosive or a sudden realization that you come to. I feel like there's a, with this Two of Wands in reverse, I feel like it's either not going to come as fast as you think, or you're going to be kind of distracted when it comes. Because you see, like, this rhino is like looking off with the little telescope. So I feel like you guys are not going to be looking. So it may not be that something is going to come slow, just that you're not going to be paying attention to it when it does, which is why the impact could be kind of surprising, kind of impactful. But you also have your heart. Wow, your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. So yeah, for a lot of you guys have already put in the hard work. And really the only thing left to do now is to really get yourself in that energy of allowing yourself to flow and to let go of whatever manifestation you are trying to bring in, which could be difficult as an adult. Like, I know, like, it's hard to actually do it sometimes, because like we just have like so much other stuff going on, so it can be hard to divorce yourself from that and give yourself that freedom. But remember, you do have the Queen of Cups here, so make sure that you are always giving yourself that joy, that freedom. Take a trip down nostalgia lane if you have to, like if there's something really impactful, something about your childhood that's really happy and you can revisit that, go ahead and revisit that. And or if there's even like a habit, like if you used to do something that made you happy and you don't do it as an adult, try doing it like when you would most need it as an adult. So if you really hate getting up in the morning to go to work, if you have time, like do it before you go to work, so that way you can have, it's like that's the that's like the right way to come into your day, with that kind of energy. So the work day that you were dreading, or that you normally dread, won't even be so bad, because you woke up to something you genuinely genuinely like to do. So you have the Coyote, card number 12. You have the Smoky Mirror, card number 47. Okay. So with the Coyote, I'm getting work smarter, not harder, which is a lot of what I was saying before about that whole childlike energy thing, because children are not exactly known for working hard, but they do have this kind of energy about them that is kind of magical. Like, they are able to fully explore the world around them and just really take in everything. So, and that can be good or bad, but for you guys, you need to kind of have that energy about you where you're more wondrous. You also need to like be wary of the kind of, I feel like like the best way to describe it is a mind trap. And what I mean by this is that sometimes you fall back into old habits. So your old habit might be being a people pleaser, where you say yes to things that you really should be saying no to. So if you have more, and there are different ways to go about this, but if you had more of a childlike energy, then you would be less likely to go along with something like that, because children are like far more blunt. Like, they don't think nearly as much as adults before they say something. And they're just like more likely to say what they mean. Like, it's not a matter of someone else's opinion or how someone else feels. Another way to kind of not fall into a mind trap is to make sure that you are setting affirmations for yourself. So if you are a people pleaser, one of your affirmations, and you can set it as an alarm or a reminder rather on your phone, or you can just have it written somewhere where you can always see it. But one of the things that you can say as an affirmation is, I do what's best for me, or I just heard I will not be compromised. So I don't know if it's like, if some of you feel like you're occasionally or regularly compromised, or like if you feel like you're kind of like letting yourself down, make sure that you don't fall into a mind trap where you just keep going back to that when you know that that's not where you want to be. So for some of you, the way to get there is to be more childlike, and I feel like for some of you, the way to get there is more so being, it's more like being your best self. So it has, not to say that it has nothing to do with being more fluid, but I guess you may not approach it in that way. Like, I feel like you would come to that space where you feel safe and where you feel like you're working smarter for yourself. You might come to that from a different location than like trying to be more childlike. So with the Smoky Mirror, I feel like you guys have, like, I just got that image from Mulan when she's like, I think she's actually in front of a mirror when she says this part of the song. She's like, when will my reflection show who I am inside? And I think that's the scene when she has makeup and she like takes off one half of her face with like her sleeve and then the other half. So like, you guys might not see yourselves the way you really want to see yourselves, or more specifically, you may see yourself and not see what you know you are inside. Like, so you might think of yourself as a really bright person, you know, someone who looks a certain way. Maybe you want to fit a certain aesthetic because you kind of claim that in a way, but then when you look in the mirror, sometimes you don't look like that. And I don't think that that is necessarily a bad thing. I think it's more so kind of asking you to look at why you want to look a certain way. And by look a certain way, I don't just mean like like I don't know, like really pretty or really handsome, more like a certain style or an aesthetic. um I feel like you guys also, so you guys could actually see, it could be like flipped as well, where you might see a part of yourself that you're not exactly proud of, even if, like, like you might look in the mirror and see that, like, oh, like you're tired or your eyes look a certain way, and it's just something's not aligned when it comes to how you see yourself, and also how others see you, or how you think others can see you. I'm actually going to read the book for that one. Card number 47. Okay. The smoky mirror represents the aspects of what is implied yet cannot be immediately known in the world, the mystery of how things come together and how they fall apart without obvious causality. This symbol also represents the shadow of the human psyche, the parts of the self that one disowns. The smoky mirror can also represent a state of denial or the inability or refusal to see the truth. So yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. I'm gonna let you guys kind of pause to read here or snapshot, because this is the rest, and I just read the essence here. So you guys need to, and I feel like this is more of one of the subtle confirmations, like maybe you weren't thinking about this when you clicked on this reading, but one of the confirmations that you need to kind of take heed from the universe is that there are parts of you that you need to acknowledge. So if there is like a darkness in you, or if there is just something that you have not addressed yet, you need to honor that. You don't have to necessarily dive deep, like swan dive into your shadow. Some people can do that. Some people can actually just go, head first in there, find what they need to find, come back up, deal with it. But not everyone is like that, and that's not a healthy approach for everyone. So if that applies to you, and if you've been getting kind of hints, or if you've been seeing things that kind of align with that, make sure that you don't sweep that under the rug. Even if you can't do anything about it right now, I feel like just acknowledging it and honoring it can go a long way. So for your final card, you have Panther Spirit, Reclaim Your Power. Card number 44. So you actually have two animals here, the coyote and the panther. So, okay, I really like this confirmation. I mean, this combination is what I meant to say. So I like this combination because I feel like it's saying that there is a part of you, some of you actually might be people pleasers. There is a part of you that is not who you, okay, there's a part of you that is like your true self, but it's not always represented in the real world. So if you are working at a job, for example, that you don't like, going back to that example, and you know that you are far better than this job, that does not match the fact that you are in this job today, the fact that you have to wake up and go there tomorrow. So this is confirmation from the universe. Yes, you are better than that. Yes, you have the power to change your situation. You can do this by working smarter, not harder, by acknowledging that things are not so bad. And I feel like for some of you, even if things, like, even if you think that something is genuinely bad, I don't know why I have such trouble with that word, but genuinely bad, you don't have to keep that perspective. I feel like this is just another confirmation that it's like you are powerful, like you are the one who is in control. Because even if something truly is bad, right, not trying to diminish something that may have happened or that you may have experienced, but even if something is bad, you don't have to keep that perspective. Honor it, like honor your feelings, and then not move on per se, because that sounds kind of dismissive, but move forward accordingly. So a lot of reclaiming your power has to do with reclaiming, for some of you, is going to be like, some of it is going to be a part of your image, how you perceive yourself, what you see when you look in the mirror, the extra things that you see in the mirror that maybe, like, I don't know if like you think that other people see this or not, but you can see it. So you have power in that as well. You have the power to change, like, from the inside out, kind of like with the affirmations we were talking about earlier. So you have the power to change anything that you feel like is not aligned with you. And I feel like a lot of you, like, in all of this is not going to happen at the same time. I do feel like there is a big thing coming in for you guys, which is why you got this full moon in Aries and new moon in Capricorn here, which is very huge energy. Aries and Capricorn, they are known for being very headstrong. Well, yeah, they're both known for being very headstrong, hardworking, dependent, also very fearless, you know, like leader type people. And you got the full moon and the new moon, so that's very powerful energy. We just had a full moon, actually. That was full moon in Pisces. So yeah, let's get you guys some charms. I'm gonna start off with the runes. And some letters. Okay. And the charms. So if you're new here, hi, welcome. So I don't actually look in here as I shuffle around the charms. I just shuffle, shuffle, shuffle until I feel like it's time to take out 1, 2, 3, 4, however many handfuls I feel like is needed. So here I go. Okay, so you guys have this rune. So this rune, I was just like looking at this rune earlier, actually, and I always confuse it with there's one that looks just like it, but it's essentially, okay, hang on. Okay, so Othala is a rune about, and this can also be confused with Ingwa, so I'm just gonna go over both of them because I'm feeling the need to talk about both of them. So Othala is about like heirlooms, like your birthright or like your heritage, and then Ingwa's is about like internal growth and also like the kind of simple strengths like family and love and warmth, the home. So take whichever one resonates with you. You could resonate with both of them, but I felt called to read, you know, to kind of go over both of those. So let's see. For your letters, you have X, U, V, and I. And you have the back of the black heart charm. So the front of it has the little loop that you would use to, you know, actually wear it as a necklace. But the back part represents for me like that kind of super, like that really deep emotions that kind of like what this card was talking about, that like you might not fully acknowledge, you might not fully see, or you might not want to see. So it's really another confirmation that yes, that is there, and yes, you need to deal with that or address it. I don't want to say deal with that because like that kind of makes it seem like it's like this huge deal. I feel like it's more the kind of thing that if you don't acknowledge it and work with it, then it could get worse. You have this little, oh, I'm trying to straighten it out. Okay, this little fortune cookie message that says, attend to business today, leave that street side flower alone. So what this means is that there, and I feel like this is how you guys kind of operate, where if there's something that needs attending to, you would kind of prefer to attend to it. But this time is more so talking about the things that you would rather ignore. So attend to that business today, not necessarily like, you know, like the regular adult stuff, but attend to that business today. And instead of like, oh, what did they call it? Pretty much instead of distracting yourself with like TV or something. So you also have a focused mind is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. You have the green sea glass. So the sea glass is about transformation. Just the way it's formed is really interesting. Like any kind of glass can pretty much just be dropped in the ocean and it will eventually wash up on shore as something that looks like this. Even though it could have been any kind of glass, like literally anything. Is fascinating. So you guys got the green one, which represents the earth element. Because it's sea glass, it also represents emotional transformation. The color green also corresponds to luck, prosperity. You did get a lot of prosperity cards, a lot of happiness cards, and prosperity for a lot of people kind of goes together with finances and happiness. So that definitely is like a double message for you guys. And I don't know if I said luck, but luck. And so you guys have the queen. That is the third queen that you guys got. So you got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Cups. So you guys also have the chess piece queen. So the queen can go pretty much wherever she wants. She can zoom across the board. She can go diagonally, backwards and forwards. She can just take one space forward if she wants to, one space back. It does not matter. So to me, that's just more confirmation that you have this power that maybe you have not. I feel like a lot of people that chose this power, you just have not really used this power. Like you have not fully tapped into it. And I feel like that is because a part of this power is actually letting go. For some of you, it's going to be like power of the mind, which can kind of go into what I was saying before, but also by power of the mind, I mean power kind of like to meditate, to actually get yourself into a headspace where you're not kind of bogged down by everything you're normally bogged down by. So that is all I have for you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. I am also on Tumblr, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit if you would like to join me over there for more readings. All that information is going to be in the description box, as well as information about personal readings because I do offer those. And I will see you guys soon in another reading. Bye. Hi Pile 2, if you chose the Somnia Tarot in this pyrite crystal, then this is your reading. So what confirmations do you need from the universe? So you have the Ten of Wands. Okay, one of those was upright, one of those looks like it's reversed. So you have the Ace of Wands and the Star. Yeah, that's the Star in reverse. Nine of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. And the Fool. Back of the deck energy is the Empress. Okay. Okay, pile 2. I feel okay. The first message that came through was it's not that hard. Something is not as hard as you're making it out to be. I feel like you may have thought of it as like a huge burden, or you were just kind of upset that it wasn't as quick as you wanted it to be. Maybe you wish that it was quicker or that it was smoother in some way. You know what this actually kind of makes me think of? Because originally when the star, let me guys show you what it looks like upright. So originally when this came out, for some reason I thought it was the sun, and I had to like read it upside down. Excuse me. So to read the words the star, and you guys also got the Empress. So the Empress can also be about children or about becoming a mother, and then the sun can also be about children. And it kind of reminds me of how like some women or some people, they kind of think of parenthood as one way, and then they have their own children and they're just like, oh my gosh, this is so much harder than I thought it was. Or they instead of thinking that it's so much harder, they like, it's like they went in with almost like an unrealistic mindset is what I'm trying to say. Like, not that it's like terribly hard and that they couldn't have known it was going to be like that. They just didn't think it through. Like they just kind of took it at face value. And with you guys, I feel like the hard work that you will have to put in, or the hard work that maybe you're kind of avoiding, it's not going to be hard in the way that you think it's going to be hard. I feel like there could be like some missing aspects to what you guys are thinking. So if you guys are thinking about something coming up or something that you want to do, been wanting to do, and you're worried about it being hard work, yes, it is going to be hard work, just not in the way that you think. I also feel like with like on this side with the 10 of Pentacles, the Fool, the 9 of Pentacles, you guys are going to be like, you guys are going to be set. Like I feel like whatever this is really meaningful to you, because both the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles depict someone or a group of people in the 10 of Pentacles case that are truly happy. There's like generational wealth involved. There's this energy of accomplishment. And with the Fool, of course, there's this energy of just kind of letting things unfold, like not being too serious about it. So that kind of goes back to what I was saying about the 10 of Wands, like how you guys might be thinking that something is a certain way, and it's like, no, that's not entirely true. I feel like whatever, like you guys need the confirmation that something will be hard, just not hard in the way that you think it's going to be, and even the way that it really is going to be, it's not going to be like the most terrible thing. Like it's not that hard. Like there's this kind of message like it's hard, but it's not that hard. That in quotation marks. With this Ace of Wands, I feel like, especially right next to the star as well, I feel like there's a lot of positivity that comes from that change of perspective. So if you were thinking of changing something around, or if you were getting messages about changing like the way you think, the way you approach a situation, this is your confirmation that yes, you should. I feel like it's going to be like this kind of small thing that grows. Yeah, especially like with all the pentacles here, and the fact that the wands cards typically have like a stick, and sometimes they have like the leaves coming out of it. So definitely growth here. And the Empress is all about that divine feminine energy. So that could be becoming a mother. It could be taking on more responsibility. It could also be just being your own, I almost want to say like your own self. So essentially being the best version of yourself. Because you also have the Nine of Pentacles here, and people say that this is like the kind of like the precursor to the Empress energy, the pre-Empress energy. So if you guys have something where like you're on your way doing something, you will succeed. I feel like success is very much on its way, and it will be hard work, just maybe not in the way that you are thinking. I feel like you guys are thinking of it in more of a like drag yourself out of bed kind of way, or like doing something that you really don't want to do, and I feel like it's not going to be like that. So if you needed any confirmation that things are going to get better, this is it. This is your confirmation. And also there is a message here about you needing to just do it, like kind of just take that first step into something, kind of like how when you don't want to do the dishes but then like you start cleaning, like you're like, oh well, it's kind of like this energy of like, well, I'm here, I might as well go ahead and finish it. It's like that kind of thing. And you also might need to separate the tasks. So if like you have this big task that you want to do, or maybe you have to do it even several times, but you think the task itself is too big, you can break it up into small sessions or sections, and like that'll be one task, and then the next time you do it, you do the same thing. And I feel like for some of you that will actually be a way to get more of these tasks done than just trying to take it on as a whole. So yeah, again, it's like hard work, but it's not that kind of hard. It's not the same kind of difficulty that you are imagining. So let's see what your oracle cards say. You have, I'm actually going to start off with this one. This one wanted to come out first. Don't let your past hold you back, South Node. So again, that kind of change of mindset, I feel like that would really give you guys a lot of mileage. Like once you are able to really not let yourself be held back and be more free and be more able to like kind of have a new spark of the day. You guys remember, I don't know how old this movie, I feel like it's not super old, but the Chicken Little movie, where like Chicken Little is, he just has like such bad luck, and then like one day, I think it was like in the beginning of the movie, he just wakes up and he's just like, today is a new day. Like I feel like that's the energy that you guys need to have in order to get the most out of this, in order to truly not let your past hold you back. So you also have your dreams need a practical plan. So again, with like the breaking things up into smaller sections, it doesn't have to be that. If that doesn't apply to you, it could be something different, like maybe approaching it at a different angle. A lot of it could be thinking in a different way. But yeah, whichever way you're trying to accomplish your goals, you need to have a practical way to go about it. So if you're like me and you like sometimes don't get your videos out as much as you want to, sometimes you have to like, okay, do some sections of the video here and then some here. So like if I start at night but then I get too tired, or I like look up and it's like 12, I'm like, ah man, okay, I gotta get to bed. So I'll do half the reading that night and then half the next day. And like it doesn't really matter because the end result is a full reading. So it doesn't really matter that I broke it up in half and I was able to get it done. Whereas if you told me I had to, like if I started at, I don't know, 10 and I knew that it took me 2 hours to make a video, I might say, you know what, I'm gonna postpone this, and next thing you know, it's been like 2 weeks and I haven't done it. So I feel like that's something that you guys might be able to relate to, where you don't exactly have a practical plan for getting things done. It may have to be kind of perfect with you guys, and that could be holding you back. So you have the giveaway, card number 23. So far what I'm getting with this card is like, and that fell right under the Ace of Wands. When I put the cards down, I just kind of do it intuitively. I don't say like, oh, this should go here, this should go over here. I'm just like, oh, this feels,
you know, like it belongs over here. And you guys coincidentally had it beneath the Star reversed and the Ace of Wands. So with this giveaway card, it feels like you guys are giving away that grip. It's kind of like loosening your grip is what I'm feeling, but also just kind of giving away anything that does not serve you. I'm going to read the book on that, but I feel like with this card, you can also rephrase it as takeaway, but also like you purposefully, meaningfully giving away that which does not no longer belongs to you. That can be procrastination, that can be, you know, like beating yourself up maybe. That could be kind of that negative self-talk that a lot of people get. So I'm going to see what this card is, and then I'm going to read the book for this one. So you have Wolf Spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. Card number 67. Okay, so I know that you guys, some of you who chose this pile of how to, you know, a lot of what I'm saying you already know. So like these confirmations, you may have gotten these confirmations intuitively, or they could have been something that you just like know, like that a practical plan is like the best way to go about things. You know that once you start something, it may be easier, like just like kind of getting into it rather than kind of postponing it. So you may know these kinds of things already, but you haven't fully put it into practice, at least not for the long term. It hasn't fully stuck like cement. So for this turn wisdom into knowledge card, I feel like that's just another message of you kind of taking your confirmations and running with it and making something out of it. Because with these, I feel like this is not a lot of what I was saying, or even some of what I was saying isn't necessarily new to you guys. You just haven't really considered them confirmations per se, or maybe you haven't really considered them worth acting on. And yeah, this is a confirmation to cut that to cut that out, to not do that. So let's see, card number 23. The giveaway is the gift you offer to life without attachment, without expecting anything back. You can only give what is truly yours: a smile, a nod of encouragement, a gentle touch, and a kind word. This is not giving to others what you no longer want, like the sweater that no longer fits, but gifting that which is most precious: your authentic love and genuine feelings. And I'm going to pause here in case you guys want to read that. So what it's saying is that you guys, what you guys give is really important. So, and I feel like this can go to other people as well as to yourself, but when you give yourself kind of like that wiggle room, as long as it's like from a place of love, like that's okay. And I also feel like when you give to others, it really matters to others. It's like, it's kind of like if the work that you kind of didn't want to do, or that you thought was going to be awful, it might really matter to someone else. Or the fact that you even showed up might really matter to someone else. Like it's not just about you. Even with that Ace of Wands, I feel like you could have the kind of job, or like maybe you just like, maybe just the way you communicate with people, it could kind of spark them in a way. Not necessarily, I feel like by spark them, it's more like you can brighten their day. So I feel like that's something that you needed confirmation about, because maybe you don't really pay attention to that, or maybe you just don't like really know that in general. It might not be something that is proven to you every day, but this is something that the universe wanted you to know. Like, yes, your actions matter, your hard work matters. So remember, giving away something, it's not just about giving away something that no longer suits you, like giving away to someone else, like a sweater, but it's more so like get that attachment, like giving away your attachment. So that also could be, yeah, like kind of detaching yourself from that which no longer serves you, because when you do that, you're no longer attached to that or the outcome that you were expecting from that. So let's get you guys some runes. And some letters. And some charms. So if you guys are new here, hi, welcome. I don't actually look in here as I shuffle around. I just shuffle a few times until I get however many handfuls, and then yeah, just dump them out here so we can go through them. Okay, here I go. Okay, so you guys have Nothis. So this is a rune about need, kind of like that survival need, or like that kind of self-reliance and endurance that comes with that. It's also like determination as well, because that kind of goes along with that endurance. For your letters, you have F, D, G, J, and you also have D and another X. I mean, another D and an X. There you go. So for your charms, you actually have the number 11. You have the green and the blue sea glass. So the sea glass is actually really interesting. They represent transformation, and that is because pretty much any glass that is in the sea can be transformed into sea glass. So emotional transformation, because you know the sea water represents emotions, but the blue one represents the throat chakra as well, whereas the green one represents the heart chakra. Power one had this as well. So the green one also corresponds with luck, prosperity, money, and the heart chakra. So there's something that, like, I feel like there's something small that you guys need to acknowledge about your heart space. But you guys also have the blue one, which corresponds with the throat chakra. The air elements as well, and the color blue also corresponds with peace. For some people, it's like a color of balance or neutrality. A lot of companies will use a dark blue, like in their logo. So yeah, I feel like there's more of like this balance here. So for some of you, if you were thinking about, or if you needed extra confirmation about any kind of balance in your life, that is another confirmation here, because that came out both, like when I was thinking about both of these, that it made me think of that. So I think Pawan got this as well. So this is the back of a charm that is a necklace, and you guys got the back of it. It's a heart charm. So this represents like that kind of deeper emotion. So the emotions that you may not even really know or acknowledge. So there's something about, if there's something that you've been kind of ignoring, but you've been getting hints that you should not be ignoring it. This is just another confirmation, because I feel like there's some kind of knowledge, or there's like something that you know or feel that you have not been able to really cement yet. You haven't really analyzed it. So you also have the queen. Oh my gosh. So Paul one got like 3 of these charms. Okay, so the queen represents power, swift movement as well, because the queen is a chess piece that can go anywhere, pretty much anywhere, anyhow on the chessboard. Like, she can go back and forth diagonally. She could take 1 steps, or like jump across the entire chessboard. So I feel like you guys don't have as many limits as you think you do. Again, going back to that 10 of Wands, it's not I keep hearing that phrase, like it's not that hard, but you guys have more power than you think. You have more access than you think. You just got to get the ball rolling. You just kind of have to stick to it, is also what I just heard. So thank you so much for letting me read for you, pal 2. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, let me know how I did, and hit subscribe. I am on Tumblr, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit if you would like to join me over there. And I also do personal readings as well, and all that information is going to be down below in the description box. And I will see you guys soon in another reading. Bye. Hi Pile 3, if you chose this Rainbow Moonstone as well as the Healing Light Tarot, then this is your reading. So what confirmations do you need from the universe? Pile 3. Queen of Swords. So I feel like you may have gotten an inkling or messages that you either need to speak your mind or listen to yourself. Like your thoughts are valid. Nine of Pentacles. What is this? King of Wands. Okay, so you have the Three of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the back of the deck energy is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So I feel like you guys need confirmation on like where you're headed, as well as what you need to like put your attention towards. So the first thing is there is some sort of like independent energy about you where whenever you have thoughts about that, it's like I'm getting that you doubt yourself or you don't put much stock into it. So this is confirmation that those thoughts that seem like it's a coincidence are not a coincidence. Like that is your intuition, your higher self. It could even be your logical self just like confirming things for you. Because they say like, how do they phrase it? Like magic takes the easiest route, or how, I know I'm like messed up that phrase, but what it's essentially saying is that when the universe wants to get messages to you, it's going to take like the easiest route. And the same thing comes with if you're trying to manifest something as well. So you have, yeah, because all of your cards show someone on their own. So with this Three of Wands here, actually the Three of Wands with the King of Wands, it makes me think that you guys are either fiercely independent or you're just like very, you have like this mindset that like your way is the best way. But at the same time, the confirmation that you really need to pay attention to is the fact that you know, I feel like you know more than what you're willing to pay attention to. So there are things that you know and you may not have actually kind of brought them to the surface and thought about them or spoken about them, but this is confirmation that yes, this is important, and yes, this is something you need to go forward with. You also have the Nine of Pentacles, and remember you have the Ace of Pentacles as the back of the deck energy. So with the Nine of Pentacles, I'm definitely getting that there is something that you can think or say. I feel like you guys haven't even fully sat with yourself in the thought, so there's something that you can kind of analyze more to kind of bring you more prosperity, make you more comfortable, in essence. Like it's make you more physically comfortable in the world. You also have like with this Three of Wands next to the Seven of Cups, it makes me think that it feels like there's something that you're going after, but you're not fully, it's almost like you don't fully believe in yourself, or you don't think that you have like all the information yet, but the information or the things that you are missing, a lot of it you already have. You just have to listen to it. So for you, it kind of looks like you don't have it, but you do. You're just not utilizing it. It's kind of like a thought in the back of your head, or like a song that keeps playing over and over again, and you don't realize that there's merit in that thought. There's actually something in that song that you really need to listen to. Or it could just be like one line of the song, because like that happens to a lot of people as well, where it's not the entire song that has a message for them. It's more like that one line that they keep repeating over and over again. So this could be like lines in movies. I feel like this could be like a certain phrase. Maybe you've heard like different iterations of it. That's not a coincidence. I feel like you guys are more likely to say that that is a coincidence. I feel like my pal threes, you guys are the ones that are more likely to logic yourself out of something. So like these confirmations from the universe, they get kind of hard to stick with you and stay with you, because in one way or another you're able to logic yourself out of it. But these confirmations are here for you if you have use of them. And I feel like a lot of you that chose this pile will have use of them. You just won't fully be able to grasp it, or it'll take you longer to grasp it. I feel like you're waiting for something more concrete with this Three of Wands here as well. Because the Three of Wands could be like an energy of waiting for your ships to come in. So I feel like instead of the messages from the universe that you've already received, like they were too subtle for you. I feel like you're waiting for something huge to come in, like you're some sort of concrete evidence. And not to say that wanting that concrete evidence is bad, but you do need a little bit more wiggle room for like faith, even faith in yourself, to just be able to analyze information as more or less facts. And I feel like you guys don't have that. You don't have that kind of trust in yourself yet. Like you have good intuition, and I feel like you get pretty distinct intuitive hits, but I feel like you're not paying very much attention to them. You could be very much focused on like the actions that you have to take in your day-to-day life. Yeah, you could put a lot of stock in that, which is why when you don't see it coming to you, you kind of feel like, well, if I can't see it, then like why bother? Like how true could it be? So yeah, that's not a coincidence. All the messages that you receive are not a coincidence. I feel like I have to keep reiterating that, because you guys will sweep it under the rug as if it's like some sort of you remember in the Matrix, like this just came to me, like when he had like they were going to, I forgot what they were going to do, but pretty much everyone was there, and Neo saw the cat and he's like, oh, a deja vu. And like to him, a deja vu was like nothing, but then everyone freaks out like, oh my god, what happened? Where was it? What did it look like? Where did it go? Like, was it the exact same cat? Like, these are, I feel like you guys need to be as sure of yourselves as the people who have been outside of the Matrix for a long time. Because you see the difference between them and Neo. Neo was more likely to chalk it up to coincidence, and everyone else is like, oh hell no, that's not a coincidence, we're about to get ambushed. Like, where did you see it? How long? Like they wanted details because they knew what the certain symbols meant. So for your oracle cards, you have luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. You also have the answers you need are coming. Yes, full moon in Gemini. So more of this air and fire energy. So, okay, so pile 3. You guys, the luck that you kind of want in order to see the things that you need to see, that is coming. I feel like I feel like by the time it like reaches you, it won't be like a huge deal, but it is coming, and with that comes your answers. It's like luck and answers. It's like kind of one and the same for you, and both is on its way to you. The only problem I can see with pile 3 is that it may not be the exact thing that you were hoping for, and so there's a small, like, you might want to logic your way out of it. And this is a message from the universe to say, don't do that. Like, we are sending you signs as you asked. Take them. Not everything is going to be super obvious. And I feel like for some of you, like, there's going to be something that comes up that you're just like, okay, that's kind of not a coincidence. Like, that's kind of too much. Like, let's say you were, like, you wanted to, like, let's say you were applying for a job or something, or like you're like trying to date someone, and like his name is Derek, and then like you turn on the TV and one of the characters' name is Derek, and you're just like, that's not a coincidence. Like, I asked for signs about this guy, or I wanted more clarity about this guy, and here it is. The guy on the TV could be an awesome guy, or they could have made you feel like they were awesome just because of like the 2 seconds they were on screen, or they could have made you feel like they were, they weren't very good people. So, however that resonates with you, I feel like you're going to get something where it'll be a little bit harder to just dismiss it as a coincidence. You have card number 33, Magic. Yes. I love that for you guys, because you guys want the kind of magic that is a little bit more on the nose, whereas like that's not the true essence of magic. Like, I feel like you think of, like, you want that proof, like you want that charmed proof, like I was gonna say Harry Potter, but that's too much. You want just like more proof, and you're not able to fully appreciate the little things or the journey. It's just like waiting for proof, for like that fantasy with this with the 7 of Cups here. Even with, so the 9 of Pentacles, I feel like I didn't talk about that card much, but with that card, what I'm mostly getting is that you are kind of abundant and comfortable. Well, no, I'll say that you're more abundant now, and what you want is like to be more comfortable, but you have to allow room for that. And by allow room for that, I mean you have to allow yourself to not logic yourself out of that. So you may be on the track to being more comfortable, living a more luxurious life, living a more prosperous life, and then maybe because no one in your family has had this before, you might have a whole bunch of negative self-talk, and then next thing you know, you accidentally blocked your own blessing. Yeah. So you have the Sweat Lodge, card number 54. So with this card, I'm getting that you guys really need to let go of anything that could be toxic. You need to make sure that you, again, with what I was saying about that 9 of Pentacles, like you won't be able to fully kind of bask in your blessings if you have that negative self-talk. Like you can't have both at the same time. Like, I don't know, like, if you guys notice, but the kind of people that always say like I'm broke or I'm this and I'm that, they are far less likely to actually have the opposite thing happening to them, because they're always saying the same negative thing over and over again. So it's like they're reinforcing that over and over again. And the same thing with like people that either don't really say much or that think positively of themselves. Like, some people who are conceited, like they actually, like, other people kind of treat them that way, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing, because some people treat conceited people with like contempt, because they're just like, ugh, like, what makes you think you're better than other people? And then like other people are just like, yeah, that person is good looking, so I'm gonna treat them better than I treat other people. I don't think they do that so much consciously, but I feel like that's, well, I know that that's the end result. I mean, the results kind of speak for themselves, but I feel like you guys are, if you've been having like this inkling that you need to detox yourself in any way, shape, or form, definitely pay attention to that. Pay attention to mindsets that came to mind when I was, talking about it earlier, or even at this reading. Like, if you think of something that you do that's not healthy for your mental health, just find ways to detox. You can do meditation. You can try journaling. There's like a whole bunch of frequencies on YouTube for like letting go and kind of just relaxing and being in the moment. You can also do like a social media detox. So if a part of what's causing you to feel bad or just in a not optimal way is the things that you consume from TV, social media, it could even be like the kind of people you hang out with. Yeah, give yourself a break from that. If you've been feeling that you need a break from something toxic, bad, doesn't feel comfortable, this is your confirmation to just do that. Just give yourself that break, because it's a lot harder to get to where you want to go when you have so many things holding you back. And even though some of those things may seem natural, it's not. Like, it almost doesn't matter that it has that label if it keeps holding you back. Like, if something natural ends up being bad for you, it kind of begs the question, how natural is it? Like, how much do you want to keep doing this or allowing this? So you have card number 26, Flamingo Spirit, embrace the in-between. Put this here so you guys can see it. And you also have card number 19, Dog Spirit, be loyal to what you love. Okay. So I feel like with the Flamingo Spirit, some of you, if you wanted to do a transition, whether that be like a kind of detox, or rather it could be what I was talking about earlier about how you're switching more from this logical side to a more intuition based kind of thinking, then there's going to be a time when you're not fully either or, and you're gonna feel like that's not the place where you want to be, because maybe you're used to being in charge, maybe you're used to being in this go 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 energy. But this is like a message to remember to kind of stop and honor where you are, because it's okay if you're not fully on one side yet. It's okay if you don't have your mindset, the mindset that you want to adopt, down pat yet. It's going to take a while to retrain your mind to think certain things. That's not something that you can rush. There's, because of this kind of transition that needs to happen or is happening, you're going to need to be gentle with yourself. I feel like for some of you with this King of Wands energy, you are less likely to have that kind of peaceful energy with yourself. Like, you might be the kind of person that feels like a failure if they're not constantly doing something, and they don't like to rest. Like the kind of people that if you you would work, but not because you need to pay the bills, just because you needed something to do. Like, you need that constant energy. But be sure to honor that middle space as well, because that is important for your next step. And with the Dog Spirit, so this is more so pertaining to the things that works and the things that you love. So if there's something that you wanted to do, but maybe you said you haven't had time to do it, it could be an old hobby, it could be just something that that you really love, and maybe you haven't done it yet because you were thinking oh, I don't have time or whatever. This is your confirmation to go ahead and do that. Be loyal to the part of you that wants to be comfortable. That word keeps coming up, comfortable. Make sure that you're loyal to that part of yourself that needs healing, that needs softness, that needs tender love and care. And that fell right over the sweat lodge, so it kind of makes me think that you guys, in kind of getting rid and detoxing yourself and getting rid of all the things that at the end of the day just don't serve you, you really need to remember to be kind to yourself about it as well, instead of being rigid. because neither the King of Wands nor the Queen of Swords are known for like their flexibility per se. They're both kind of rigid, and I say that like with the King of Wands because that's a masculine energy, and Wands, like the King of Wands kind of depicts someone who's like they got to where they did based off of like their energy and their drive, but they have like their set way of doing it almost. And of course with the Queen of Swords, she can be very blunt and everything, like blunt and I guess you could say mean, but again, that doesn't leave a whole lot of room for movement. So if you've been getting nudges from the universe that you need to move in a certain way, to loosen up, to detox, to switch from a less logic point of view and more of an intuition based point of view, then definitely honor that. And remember, that doesn't mean that you have to completely abandon logic. That is not what this is saying. It's more so that you have to incorporate both. Logic is very useful in our day-to-day lives, and it should not be like, I don't want to make it seem like logic is bad or anything like that. Logic should not be ignored either, although it should not be solely dependent on. So let's see, let's get you guys some charms. We're going to start off with the runes. So I actually, it's kind of crazy how this happened, but with PAL 2, I got them numbers purely by accident. There was a number in the charm box, and then it made me realize that I did not do the numbers for PAL 1. So if you're here from PAL 1, I apologize, and if you're just here for PAL 3, don't tell PAL 1. So let's get you guys a rune. I think I'm trying to get one. Okay, let's get you guys a letter. Let's see. Oh, you guys got Lagos. Okay. No, that's T-Wise. I like runes, but I often get them confused, and it takes me a minute to get back on track. Okay, and numbers. Okay. Stick that in there, and then your charms. So if you're new here, hi, welcome. I don't look in here as I shuffle around for your charms. I just keep shuffling until I feel like to take some charms out, and sometimes I go back for a second, third, or fourth time. So here I go. Okay, so we're gonna start off with your rune. So this is Tiwaz. It is a rune about honors, authority, and it's right next to the King of Wands. Like leadership and justice. Also, it is also about analysis and rationality. So you guys definitely have that. This is a confirmation that is very useful to you. It's very much something that you want to keep. You just have to have like that balance, because if you have too much of the logic part, then it kind of overshadows any kind of intuition or instinctual knowledge that you might gain, because you'll just ignore it. So for your letters, you have Q, Y. Okay, QYF, and then you have A, C, and E. If I can get the E. There you go. So For your number, you have the number 9, and you did get the 9 of Pentacles. I think all the piles so far have gotten the 9 of Pentacles, so that's really interesting. So the number 9, the 9 is like it's like the end of something, but it could also be like it could kind of correspond with open-mindedness as well, because after the 9 is the 10, which is about endings and beginnings. So it's like that, like the cusp of something in a way. You have, let's see, the clear sea glass. So the sea glass is about transformation, and you guys got the clear one. So the way sea glass is formed is actually really interesting. Pretty much any glass, after being tumbled for a while in the ocean, can come out looking like this. So the clear color represents clarity, straightforwardness, kind of seeing things for as they are. And of course, because this is sea glass, it corresponds with water, so that's your emotions, your inner world. I want to say like your deep dark world too, because I just imagine like the dark, like the dark and deep part of the ocean. So that could be something that you guys have to pay more attention to. And you guys also have the back of this black heart charm, and the last 2 piles got the front heart. So I mean got the back heart, and this is the front one. So with the front one, I mostly get with this charm that it's like there's something kind of more on your sleeves, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, but I feel like it's something you need to pay attention to. So if there's something that has been bothering you, and maybe you chalked it up to like intuition, or you probably chalked it up to something more on the feminine side, especially since you got like this clear sea glass here. Just make sure that you're honoring that part of yourself. I feel like you're the kind of people that you will eventually have to honor it, because that's just like, it just kind of comes out of you that way. No matter how much you try to logic your way, like I feel like it's going to come out in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, just be mindful of that if there's something in your heart that's been needing to come out. You also have these 2 bells. Oh, you also have the letter I, by the way. So you have the red and the green bell. The bells represent belief, and the color red represents fire, solar energy, the root chakra, love, and passion. Color green corresponds to the heart chakra, luck, money, prosperity. It could also correspond with the earth chakra as well. Sometimes, most of the time, I just get the heart chakra with this, but for some reason, I'm getting earth as like more of a earthy energy. So that's interesting. Yeah, I guess because most of this reading we were talking about like the higher realms, like your thoughts and your intuition, and the Ace of Pentacles was at the back of the deck, which is more so about bringing that down, like bringing it into the 3D. So yeah, that's interesting. You guys might want to work with kind of color therapy. So red and green, it also it's Christmas colors, red and green. But that could be something you want to look more into. So if you're thinking about wearing more red or green clothes, do it. That will probably help you in a subconscious way that you're just gonna not even gonna notice. But if you like it and it looks good on you and you were thinking about it anyway, go ahead and do it. Pull that trigger. So you also have the knight, and the knights are one of the pieces, well actually it's the only piece in the chessboard that has like a weird movement, so it has to make a shape of an L. So the way that you guys get from where you are to where you need and want to be, it's not going to be straightforward per se. I feel like there will be a lot of turns in terms of like kind of having to stop and address something over here, because if you guys are super logic based, you probably ignored what was over here before, and eventually you will have to address that before going forward. I know that's like a weird way to phrase that, but you guys are, I feel like you guys honor logic, or you're just very much into like the kind of driven aspect of life and like what you do on in your day-to-day. So that can be kind of distracting, and not distract, because obviously if you're driven, like you're going to be a little bit more likely to achieve your goals, but distracting and more so that like you're missing other aspects, like you won't be able to get a full view of everything that's going on if you just have this energy or this energy. So I think that is all I have for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Hit the like button if you liked it, and if you got something out of it, if it resonated with you, comment down below, let me know how I did. Hit subscribe if you are not subscribed already. I am on Tumblr, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit if you would like to join me over there for more readings. And I also offer personal readings as well, and all of that information is going to be in the description below. So I will see you guys soon in another reading. Bye. Hi Pile 4, if you chose this Tiger Desire Crystal as well as the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot, then this is your reading. So, you want to shuffle this way. Okay, what confirmations do you need from the universe, Pile 4? You have the 9 of Swords. You have the Magician. Okay, you have the World. It's just one, yeah, that's one card. The 2 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the back of the deck energy is the Emperor. So for some of you in a relationship, or you want to be in a relationship, or you're just like thinking of someone, so I feel like this person is like, the confirmation, or one of the confirmations is that this person is kind of like an important part of your journey. Like I feel like this person has like, there's something about them that is a big deal. So it's going to be different for each of you, but I feel like there's something, I don't know if like you just started out on like some kind of journey or something, but it's going to be like a big deal. So there are some of you that chose this pile that are during the time that you watch this reading, you could be in an energy of either being unsure or being anxious, and I feel like the message there is that it's okay to kind of feel that instead of sweeping it under the rug. Some of you that chose this pile might want to kind of focus on the good things about what's going on in a situation, and you're kind of sweeping the other things under the rug. But no, like this is a message or a confirmation to pay attention to those things. Not that they're going to like blow up into like some huge deal, but it's just good to acknowledge something that you already have like within you, like you already know it, it's already around you, you can see it, or you know, it's already an emotion that you have. Just honor it while it's here, instead of thinking that it's not there, essentially. So with the Magician, actually I'm going to start off with the World, the 2 of Cups, and the Emperor. So some of you watching this could be like the person in your life, or there could be a person in your life that's kind of like has that Emperor energy. So they could be some kind of leader or a father, like they could be have like high status maybe. So this is a person that could like, they're going to have some sort of huge role. I feel like there could be like some sort of lesson to be learned here as well. Like I'm almost getting like, not necessarily like a cautionary tale, is more so it's how do I put this in the words? It's more like with this person, the confirmation that you need to pay attention to is the fact that there will be some things that you have to learn. So that's not necessarily bad, it's not necessarily good, but there will be some things that you have to learn. So with the Magician here, with the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like that's more so kind of calling attention to like any kind of physical manifestation that you guys are trying to bring in, or something that you have been working towards. So that, like, that is going to come through. Like, I feel like that's not something that can be like kind of kept from you. Like, there's this phrase that, like, what is truly yours won't be kept from you. Like, I'm getting that kind of energy where something that you want is coming in for you, but it may take a while, because you do have the Knight of Pentacles here as well. And with the World, this could be this person. Like, so for some of you that chose this reading, this is just going to be something in general, something in the physical world. And for others of you, it's going to be specifically a person. So yeah, I also get that another reason why you have to kind of honor your feelings or your thoughts at this time, even though they may make you anxious, is because you could be like kind of screwing yourself over, like messing yourself up. So a lot of people, they kind of talk to themselves in a bad way, and or they just focus on like the negative, and they don't really pay attention to the positive, and that ends up causing troubles for them down the line. So just be mindful of that. You may have gotten inklings that you're thinking too negatively, or you're too anxious, or maybe like you're in your feelings too much. So just make sure to dial it back a bit so that you can more so honor where you are, instead of just analyzing it and just staying in it without any kind of forward movement. For your oracle cards, you have Confidence is your key to success, New Moon in Leo. So some of you could be Leos watching this, actually. You know what's strange? I got like the Sun card. Well, no. It's like that Sun card energy came out in some of the piles, and you guys actually, I think you guys got the only one that actually said Leo on it, but of course the Sun represents Leo as well. But I think the reason that the Sun came through just then is because there is something very, there's like a light in you, and I feel like you don't really pay attention to that or let it shine very much. Like, I feel like, I guess it goes, yeah, it goes back to like that Nine of Swords energy, where you're more likely to dim your own light by just thinking negatively or staying in emotionally negative spaces. And if you have confidence, it's like it'll bring out that inner light in you. Confidence is your key to success. So you need to remember to be more of your authentic self. So you also have Hold Your Vision, Fixed Moon. So yeah, be more of your authentic self, like, and hold like whatever things that you want that may seem like they're out of reach. I just got that song Impossible from Cinderella, the one with Brandy in it. I swear that's like the only Cinderella I consider to be like any kind of canon, because that movie was so good. But Whitney Houston sings the song Impossible, and it's like impossible for what is the lyrics? Impossible for a yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible for three. Ah, gosh, I don't know the lyrics, but it's something like, you know what? I'm gonna look it up. Hang on. Lyrics, because I'm like, it's right on the tip of my tongue, and I just can't. Okay, impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible for a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. And 4 white mice will never be 4 white horses. Such falderal and fiddly dee, of course, is impossible. But I'm just gonna read it until it goes to the chorus. But the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules and who won't believe what sensible people say. And because these daft and dewy-eyed dopes keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day. So there's some, like, you guys have a bit of trouble believing in the impossible. I feel like you will just negatively talk yourself out of it. So this is confirmation that the good things that you guys have been kind of seeing, you can have those things. Like, even if it's not in the exact same form that you see it in, that doesn't mean that it's like that it's impossible for you to have it. Like, you have to have that confidence and you have to truly hold your vision. So you also have Thunder, card number 56. You have Luminous Warrior, card number 32. And you have the Blade, card number 6. Okay, so I'm actually going to read the book for Thunder. And actually, okay, so I'm going to tell you guys what I get from this, and then I'm going to read the book for Thunder. So for this card specifically, I feel like you guys, it's almost like you need, like that kind of light. Like, it's kind of hard to explain, but you know how, like, when there's thunder, like, you get like that small flash of light, and then like for a minute you can like see the things around you. I feel like you guys need something like that in order to like hold your vision and not let the negative thoughts like kind of weigh you down, because if you don't actually look at the things that are going well for you, you're less likely to get there. Like, you're just going to be holding yourself back in a way. And I feel like whatever is coming in for you, whatever you've been working towards, whatever you've been manifesting, I feel like you could see it something, like you can get glimpses of it, but maybe you don't consider that like any kind of confirmation. Maybe you think it's just like again with the negative self-talk, maybe you think it's like not what it seems. Like, there's something about what you can't see here. I'm actually going to read the book for Luminous Warrior and the Blade. So Luminous Warrior says, the Luminous Warrior has no enemies in this world or the next. He is impeccable in word and deed. He focuses on his lighter rather than what hides in the dark. Oh my gosh. What was that? Was a whole different card I was talking about. Okay, since he casts no shadow, he is radiant as the sun and can transform his most terrible enemy into his ally. His power comes not from the sword, wow, and right below that is the blade, but from speaking his truth at all cost. And I'm gonna put this closer so you guys can screenshot or pause to read. And wow, let's see. Let's go to the blade. Okay. The blade represents sharpness of the mind, body, and spirit. Pointing upward, it summons the power of heaven. When aimed down to the ground, it anchors the power of the heavens on earth. The blade can be a healing tool or a weapon. Wield it wisely, and it will transmit power, bestow initiations, cut energetic cords from the past, or sever toxic relationships. Use it with anger, and it will slash, stab, and kill. And this is the rest of it in case you want to snapshot, screenshot, or pause to read. So with the blade, okay, so I feel like with that card in particular, it's more so talking about going back to the Nine of Swords, but also just talking about how you can, it's like more of the visceral part of the Nine of Swords energy, how it can really mess you up to constantly think negative things, or to constantly undercut yourself or your situation by saying something isn't as good, or that something is really, really bad, even though you have like no evidence of that. It's just like your mind doing that. So, and that's like what these cards were also saying, is that there's light within, there's light in you, and there's also light around you, but you really have to acknowledge that. In fact, I'm going to read thunder as well, because I read the other two. Okay, so that's card number 56. Legends speak of great thunder beings who live in the sky and call for your attention when great occurrences are meant to happen in the world. They warn when tensions in a situation are called upon to be released. Their presence in your reading reminds you of the dramatic moments in life that change everything, both awesome and frightening. When thunder arrives, it is also a wake-up call, one that you will not soon forget. And this is the rest. So this kind of goes back to what I was saying about how it's like like it's a wake-up call. So when you're like, when that flash of lightning or thunder happens and you're able to like see around you, that's going to be a wake-up call, or it is a wake-up call for you guys. You're meant to pay attention to it and honor it, because I feel like you guys may be less likely to really hang on to it as fact or as something to put stock in. I feel like that light within you kind of is not always available to you, which could be why it can be hard to kind of allow your blessings to come in. So you also have cat spirit, claim your independence. That's card number 13. And you also have 55, snake spirit, time to heal. Okay, so for some of you, there's definitely something here about being able to truly be on your own and your best on your own. I feel like there's, especially with the the cat spirit, claim your independence, there is another message of like really digging into your true self. So like your confidence, your inner light, your vision, to really claim that part of yourself, to validate it even. And with the snake spirit, time to heal, there is a part of you that has not really, like, the part of you that won't allow that to happen. This is a confirmation that yes, that does need to be healed. So like, even though you might be able to see things sometimes that you can get, or like work towards your goals, you won't be able to fully get the most of it if you're not fully healed, or if you're not moving towards healing. So yes, I feel like for some of you, you definitely need like that extra confirmation that yes, you need to heal. The negative thoughts that you're having aren't just coincidence per se. Like, there are some things like kind of warning you, like, yes, you need to heal, yes, this needs to be resolved. So if it's something like that, definitely pay attention to it and work on it, because that's really all you can do. And you did have the Knight of Pentacles, so and as with any kind of healing, just don't rush it. It's the kind of thing that happens when it happens. The only thing you can do is work on it. That's literally, like, that's the only thing you can do. So let's get you guys some charms. So it's funny, I did not do the numbers for pile 1, and for pile 2 it happened purely on accident. I remembered for pile 3, and I'm gonna get it for you guys, but don't tell pile 1. I forgot about them. I feel so bad. Okay, these are your numbers. I mean your letters, and numbers is up next. Aha. Okay, so if you're new here, hi, welcome. I don't actually look in this little charm box as I shuffle around. I just shuffle multiple times until I feel like I need to take out a handful. Sometimes I do it several times, but yeah, here I go. Okay, so for your rune, we have So this is not this. And it's about like need, endurance, strength. Um it's kind of like determination and reliance as well. For your letters, you have N, K, L, J. Let me see if I can fit this all here. And C. There you go. For your numbers, you have 7 and 1. So 71 or 17. Or just 7 and 1. You have the blue car. So the cars represent travel. And the color blue represents like calming energy. Some people think of like the ocean as well. That's actually what I get with the color blue. But also it corresponds with the throat chakra, which is air. So your thoughts as well. So your thoughts and your emotions. And some like the color blue, especially like the darker blue, I sometimes like correspond that with organizations or like companies in a way. And to kind of translate that to a reading, sometimes it can be an actual company or an organization, but other times it's really just something that's kind of so normal or so established that you don't really pay attention to it. So you guys have Uranus. I know some people pronounce that different ways. I just say Uranus. Screw it. That is ruled by Capricorn, and I feel like at one point it was Aquarius as well, but then they switched Aquarius to I'm drawing a blank here. I'm drawing a blank. Actually, since I have the Aquarius, I'm actually looking it up because I hate when something's like right on the tip of my tongue and I can't. Oh, it is Uranus. Okay, so they're both, and I'm gonna do Capricorn as well. Capricorn is Saturn. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, I'm glad I looked that up because I was thinking, I was like imagining the symbol for Capricorn for some reason. Okay, so you guys have Uranus, which is ruled by Aquarius, or Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Some people say that both ways, but it essentially is like a symbol for, or what it corresponds with is like intelligence, like kind of humanitarian efforts, like the kind of people that will create organizations. So that's another kind of organization, if that resonates with you. It could also be reformative as well, and altruistic. And yeah, just like kind of good natured, the kind of people that you just feel like you can get along with them. So you also have the clear sea glass. So the sea glass corresponds with the water element, and also the way sea glass is created is actually pretty interesting. Pretty much any glass can get tossed into the ocean and it'll get tumbled around a bit and essentially come back on the shore as something that looks like this. And you guys got the clear one. So this is about clear thoughts, a clear way of ahead. It's also about being able to really clear out your emotions. Especially for this pile, I feel like it's also a message or a confirmation that yes, something needs to be cleared out or cleaned out. I feel like that would resonate with you guys more, the word clean. So cleaned out, and really paid attention to when it comes to your emotions. So last but not least, you guys have the back of this heart necklace charm. So I think 2 other pals actually got this charm, and 1 pal actually got the front heart. So what this charm corresponds to is like those deep emotions that you may not even know are there, that are still affecting you, because just like everything else, like everything is kind of connected. So if you do have and you did get time to heal as well, So if you do have something deep down that maybe you just have not fully brought to the surface yet, or you think that it's kind of okay to not pay attention to that, this is confirmation that you will eventually need to acknowledge and deal with it. It's something that needs to be cleared or cleaned before you can truly allow your blessings or your manifestations to come in. And I think that is all I have for you, Pal 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know how I did. You can also hit me up on Tumblr, TikTok, Reddit, or Instagram, as I am over there as well. And I also do personal readings. All that information is going to be in the description box below. I will see you guys soon in another reading. Bye.